Here's our original segment. That's what you want to start with. Okay, the next thing you need to do is you need to assign one of those points to be the center of your polygon. The way that you do that, and there's a couple different ways, easiest way is just double click on it, and it's going to pulsate a little bit. So you see when you double click it, kind of pulses. And that means that it's marked that as the center of your rotation or whatever your transformation you're going to use. And now you could also just highlight this, go up to transform and choose mark center as well, but it's just easier to double click it. I think you can even right click on it and choose mark as center. But double click, assign the center. So there's step one, or step two. The first step was to create your segment. And the next step is you need to highlight the portions that you want to copy. So you want to copy the segment and the point. Okay, so if you just highlight the other endpoint and the segment itself, what you can now do is go up to the transform command, and you can choose rotate. Okay, and once you do that, you can identify what the rotation needs to be. And the rotation is that vertex angle of your reference triangle. And so if we were doing a regular hexagon, what is that measure? 60 degrees. So if you type in 60 right here, it now rotates at 60 degrees. You hit rotate and it plots that point. And just don't deselect anything. Just keep it as it is. And you're just going to continue this around the circle. So rotate again. It'll save the last measurement you used. Hit rotate again. And you just continue until it works its way around to the final rotation. Okay, and now you have all the vertices of your regular hexagon. And so now if you just highlight those, hit Control L, you've created your regular hexagon. And if you want, you can deselect your segments or hide them, okay, so that you're just left with that hexagon. And no matter where you move it or rotate it, right, it's always going to stay a regular hexagon. Right, so what I want you to do is just on your own, I want you to see if you can construct on Sketchpad a regular decagon. Remember the steps are create a segment from your center to the vertex or one of the vertices. Mark one point as the center, highlight that other endpoint in the segment itself, and then choose transform and rotate that portion of about the center until you create all the vertices you need. So start with a segment, choose one of the vertices to be your center, and double click on it until it pulses. Select the other two portions of that element, the other endpoint and the segment itself. And now you're going to transform it by rotating it about. And when you rotate it, what degree rotation do we need for a regular decagon? 36. It winds up being an easy one, right? You can take 360. How did you get to that measure? You took 360 and did what? Okay. So if you don't want to do the calculations yourself, just type it in. So notice what I typed right here, 360/10. And you can just type whatever number of sides you have, put that in the denominator, hit rotate, and it will do it for you. And now, as you go back in, it will change that number to a decimal form, or in this case, the 36. So you don't actually even have to worry about getting the right number. You just keep going through all your rotations until you get back to the original starting point. Okay, and once you get there, you can now highlight your points. Again, in consecutive order, Control L will connect them all, and you have your regular decagon. So using that rotation, especially if you have a number that's an irrational number, or not an irrational number, but a decimal form that doesn't terminate after just a few, it allows you to still do the rotation. So if you're looking for 7-sided, regular polygon. Just take 360 over 7, put that as your rotation, and it should bounce it back and give you the rotation, the full rotation back to itself to create the regular polygon.